Happy and blessed day, everyone. My name is Francisco Santana, and I'm the coordinator of youth ministry here at Our Lady of the Lake in Lake Havasu City. Today, I'm going to be talking about Our Lady of the Rosary, or what was formerly called Our Lady of Victory. Why do we celebrate this feast day, and why is it important for us today? Well, back on October 7th, 1571, three Catholic powers from Europe got together, and it was Genoa, Spain, and the Papal States. They formed an alliance called the Holy League, and this alliance was formed to defend Christian civilization against Turkish invasion. You see, the Turkish Ottoman Empire had already invaded and occupied the Byzantine Empire by 1453, and they were increasingly taking over the Christian world, Christian Europe. And so the Papal States, Genoa, Spain, they had to get together to resist this onslaught, this militant onslaught from Islam. Okay? And so the Pope, along with these other Christian European nations, got together and they said, we have to defend Christendom. So they got together 200 ships. They prayed the Rosary in preparation for the battle. And Christians all around Europe prayed the Rosary, and they were encouraged by the Pope to gather at their local churches to pray the Rosary day and night. The Roman churches, the churches in Rome, were open day and night so that people could go and pray to Our Lady through the Rosary for victory in this battle, in the Battle of Lepanto. And what we know from history is that the outnumbered 200 ships of Christendom defeated the 300 Turkish ships. They were either captured or they were sunk. This was the best naval fleet in the world at the time, and yet the outnumbered Christian ships won the victory in Lepanto. This is important because the history of Europe would be completely different if the Ottoman Turks had won. We would be learning about Islam and how it impacted Europe from 1500 on, as opposed to how Christianity helped form Europe, or how it continued to form Europe since that time. So Western civilization owes a great debt to this victory and the victory of the Battle of Lepanto. Why is this important for us today? Well, it's important for us because we turn to Genesis chapter 3. We hear about the lady, this woman, that God is going to put enmity between the woman's seed and the devil's seed. And we hear that it's the woman who stands with the seed who ultimately crushes the head of the serpent. Now, if we turn to Revelation chapter 12, we hear about the woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet. And she is the mother of the child who will rule all nations. So who do we know that is? Well, it's obviously Mary. It's obviously Mary. And because she has a crown, we know she is the queen, not just of anything, but the queen of heaven and earth. Because she is crowned with the stars. She is adorned with the stars. She is adorned with the sun, with the moon under her feet. For us, that should be very striking imagery that shows that Mary is the queen of heaven and earth because of what God did through her. Now, I'm going to speak a little bit about my experience. Growing up, I wish I had known about this feast day because in the last several years, I've really been growing in my devotion to the Blessed Virgin Mary. And what I have come to find is that Our Lady absolutely always draws us closer to her Son. If we go back to John's Gospel, at the very first miracle that Jesus performs, it's at the request of his mother. So many of the saints recommended going to Our Lady and praying the Rosary as the means of sanctification. I wish I had done this sooner. I was always cautious about it because I didn't really understand it, and I was afraid that by giving too much attention to Mary that I would be taking attention away from her Son. And that's as a Catholic. I didn't want people to misinterpret what I was doing. But since I have been giving more devotion and time and dwelling on the life of Christ through the Blessed Virgin Mary, I have found that victory over sin, victory over temptation has become much easier. Um, not that it's easy, but the grace of God just seems to be pouring over in those times where I really feel like I'm struggling. So, if for no other reason, I pray the Rosary because Our Lady has become Our Lady of Victory in my life. She is helping me to meditate on the life of Christ. And that's what the Rosary is. It's a meditation on the life of Christ. You see, Our Lady knew Christ better than anyone else, than any other human person. She walked with him from day one, from the moment he was conceived in her womb. She loved him the way no other human person could. And because of that, Our Lady can teach us so much more about Christ than any other human person. I want to encourage you to begin praying the Rosary if you don't already. Let God win victories in your life through his mother, because God promised that she would be the woman who crushes the head of the serpent. So if you're having struggles with sin and temptation, ask for the assistance of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Pray the Rosary and know that the Queen Mother, the Queen of Heaven and Earth, is always there to protect her children. Read Revelation chapter 12, and you'll see that her children are those who do the will of God. I love you guys. Hope you guys are praying for me. I'll be doing the same for you. And remember, all this is really for our sanctification, that we can grow in holiness, that we can draw closer to our Lord, and allow God to bring victory in your life. If you found this video useful, if you found it informational, go ahead and pass it along. Click like, share, and if you want to get notifications about the upcoming videos, go ahead and hit subscribe as well. God bless. We'll talk to you guys soon.